Okay, so yeah, I guess we can start. Nice to meet you, everybody. Welcome to our webinar where we will tell you more about Matterport solution, how you can use it in your industry, and how you can expand the Matterport solution with a third-party software. So my name is Dan. I'm from a company called 3D Mart. We are a Matterport reseller in Taiwan and Hong Kong for many years. Joining me today is Mark, a sales director for APAC region in Matterport. And we have a special guest, Robert, from a company called SimLab in Holland. So to start things off, we have Mark joining us, telling you more about Matterport, the vision, the solution, the offer, and how it can help you. And then I will show you the basics, what you have if you buy Matterport, if you use Matterport solutions, what you will be able to get and achieve. And then Robert will finish things off with expanding the functionality. Yeah, if you have any questions, drop your questions in Q&A section. We will read it after the webinar, and hopefully we can reply. If not, we'll get back to you if you have particularly difficult questions. So yeah, Mark, please start. Yeah, giving you.
Thank you, Dan. Yeah. So I'm going to pull out the slides. Eleanor, thank you for helping. So just a quick introduction of myself. By the way, Eleanor, yeah, okay, it's in slideshow mode. Great. So quick introduction of myself. My name is Mark, based out of Singapore. I've been with Matterport for over 3 years now, leading the commercial team in Matterport Asia Pacific. So appreciate everybody taking time off your very, very busy schedule to join us for this webinar. So the thing is that something about myself, right? I tried to learn Cantonese, and I grew up watching TVB as a kid, right? So my mom loves watching all the TVB's drama, and I usually just sit beside her and watch all the show. And somehow or other, I just couldn't learn the Cantonese language until today. Probably this is one of the big miss that, regret that I've not been learning a lot of Cantonese in my younger days. So unfortunately, throughout this whole presentation, I'll be sharing Matterport solutions, introducing Matterport in English rather than Cantonese. So yeah, without further ado, I'm going to jump straight into my slide deck. So Eleanor, thank you. So quick introduction, Matterport, we are NASDAQ listed, US-based company. Our HQ is in Sunnyvale, San Francisco, and we do have offices around the world, in Europe, where London is also our European HQ, and Singapore being the HQ for Asia Pacific. And we also have presence in Japan and some of the other regions in US. So just a few nuggets of information about Matterport. It's a company that was founded in 2011 and it got listed through SPACs in 2019, if I remember correctly. Yeah, so the company has grew tremendously, and I can recall this whole growth journey. In the past 3 years, the business was a lot smaller, and we grew, tremendously over the past few years. As you could see from the numbers here about Matterport, we are now managing over 5 million spaces, or rather models, and over 10 billion square feet of spaces that are being captured by our technology. And all over the world, we are seeing more than 250,000 of users, and this number is increasing on a daily basis. Next slide. Yeah, so these are some of the customers in the region. Again, we do have a lot of customers that are already using and adopting Matterport digital twin technology. But I guess like these are some of the names that are probably a lot more relevant to the audiences in this region. They are the likes of JLL, CBRE, Cushman and Wakefield. And you'll find that a lot of their project managers, project designs, they are using Matterport for all the various workflow in their organization. Likewise for Century 21, and some of you will be very familiar of Midland, right? So they are also one of our largest client globally for Matterport. And on the second row, you see very familiar name in the engineering and construction industry. You have Arup, AECOM. They are also our global customers with the majority of the users here in Asia Pacific and not in US or even in Europe. So on the right-hand side, that second row, you could see we do have clients that are like 7-Eleven, the Home Depot in the US, as well as Bunnings warehouse stores in Australia. So a lot of our retail customers are also finding a lot of benefit using Matterport technology. And, you know, I can go on and share with every one of you here, like, why are they using Matterport and what kind of value? But, you know, I'm not going to I'm going to spare some time for Dan, who has a lot of nice presentation together with Robert. So I will, you know, cut the chase here. But I really wanted to also mention, right, apart from the real estate AEC use cases, we do have customers that are in the manufacturing, travel, hospitality that are also using Matterport. So you could see from here some of the very familiar names, the likes of Ericsson, Nokia, P&G, Pfizer. They could be in the manufacturing and distribution business as well. Likewise for hospitality, the Escort Group, IHG, as well as, you know, the luxury retail brand, Tiffany, Chanel, Christian Dior. In fact, Hermes is also one of them. And there's just too many of them and I couldn't fit all the logos into this slide. Yeah, so this is just a quick introduction of some of the, I would say, reputable customers in our region that we are serving as of now. Next slide. Yeah. So as you can see, right? So basically what I'm going to do is that because some of the audience here, you probably find that Matterport is a new technology you have not heard of before, you have not used it before. So this webinar is perfect for you. And some of you probably you have already used Matterport at some point of time, or you could be like a user viewing Matterport before. And we are trying to understand what else in terms of what value that Matterport can uncover in terms of your organization workflow. So the two parts of this introduction that I'm going to share. The first part is, you know, just talking about a very basic Matterport system overview. And then the second part, I will talk about, you know, some of the very cool new release feature that was launched just 2 weeks ago. So I wanted to draw your attention to the top left-hand side, right? So you see there's like a capture devices. So typically what we say that is like you need an input before you can get an output, right? So the thing is this, we talk about AI in the work of it, and how do we create a digital twin? So Matterport has been in this business for the past, I would say like 15 years, right? So creating a digital twin. And we started off like, you know, with different type of input devices. And I'm very proud to say that we have one of the best Pro 3 in the middle here. You could see that the Matterport Pro 3, that is one of the best devices that you could, you know, get in the marketplace today. This is the capture device that we are using. And later on, then we'll be talking about the Pro 3 device. And then once you are through this whole reality capture workflow, what's going to happen is that, you know, in the past, probably when you're trying to recreate a digital twin, you will need to, you know, take a lot of panel photos. You have to manually stitch it up using a third-party software, and then you let your computer render all the panels together. This could be a very painful process. So I was speaking to one of the Singapore National Library customer, and about 3 years ago, before using Matterport, the team the digital team are creating their own digital twin, and each probably about a 20,000 square feet digital twin is like a 4 weeks project for them. So when they heard of Matterport, they saw the demo, they are like so excited. Why? Because what used to be a 2 to 4 weeks process has been streamlined to 24 hours. What that means is that using a Pro3, they go around scanning the physical space, doing the reality capture workflow. And that process itself is probably like a few hours for 20,000 square feet. Upload into the Matterport AI Cortex platform, go for your lunch, go for your coffee break, and within the next few hours or so, you get the digital twin, everything all stitched up nicely and delivered to you. So later on, you will see from Dan's demo, some of these very impressive digital twin that is created from our AI Cortex platform. So on the right-hand side, what you're going to see is the output from Matterport. And typically what happened is that apart from a walkthrough of the digital twin, Matterport enable, all our users today to be able to integrate into the different type of workflow, be it in the construction engineering type of businesses, real estate for promoting of facilities, travel hospitality, manufacturing, if they are looking at managing of the plant, operating of a plant, etc., etc. So this has become a very useful digital documentation process for a lot of the users. So next slide. Yeah, so I think I've gave a very brief overview, introduction of the technology itself. But I think what is also very, very important is that from here, you could see that the kind of value that we are able to deliver to organizations that has already adopted Matterport. So just to share with you, recently we have implemented a project for one of the global manufacturing customers that is in the manufacturing and distribution business. So they have 120 facilities globally, 30,000 employees. And one of their biggest pain point is like, how do I train and enable these 30,000 employees? So the answer is, with a digital twin, they are able to deliver all that kind of facility trainings, workflow trainings to all their employees globally. And they are able to, travel, not to travel physically, but they are able to view, like, for example, one of the trainee is in Hong Kong and the facility is in Germany. Are they able to view it? The answer is yes, perfect. They are able to do so. So there's a lot of benefit in having this digital twin. Next slide. So this is one of the biggest topic for a lot of organization. And I believe that even in Hong Kong context, or rather in the Asia Pacific context, a lot of companies are coming out and say that, what is our ESG? What is our environmental sustainability kind of effort and contribution towards the Mother Earth, right? So even kids are coming up and say that, hey, I'm trying to be very conscious of, not producing carbon emission. So kids are educated this way today in school, right? So likewise for us, even our Matterport clients are coming back to tell us like, hey, you know what? Because of the digital twin, we save 400 hours of travel time. I have customers that are in in Australia and even in Korea. They are seeing massive value unlocked for their organization just on travel time save, emission saving, etc., etc. So this is really huge, and I would say that this is part of the ESG effort that a lot of organizations are looking at. So next slide. So I've mentioned a lot about the technology itself and some of the value propositions of Matterport. So for the past few years, we have been trying to extract as much data from our Matterport model. And today, we are working very hard in terms of developing the technology to extract even more value and data from the models that are created from the reality workflow. So the next slide. So for the audiences who have already experienced some level of using Matterport, you probably have not seen a lot of the new features that was released on the 1st of October 2024. So for example, in the past, you will see a Matterport model. It's lock, stock, and barrel, plain vanilla. You have a furniture. Let's say, for example, you have like a sofa or dining table in a space. And it is what it is, right? But today you are able to kind of defurnish it. You can make that whole furniture disappear so that you understand how the whole space looks like. And also there are a lot of other features. For example, I'm not going through all of them. I believe Dan is going to also share some of this demo. But what is very important is like on the top right-hand side, if you look at this merging of multiple spaces, so you could almost understand the fact that, let's say, for example, I have a 500,000 square feet facilities. What am I going to do? So I have few different teams that is working on the ground. One team will be scanning like from the north area, one team will be from the south area, one from the west, and then they will convene at the center of that whole facilities. And then you'll be able to merge all these spaces together at the east. So this is one of those technology that I can almost guarantee you that no one in this industry is able to do this modern merge of multiple spaces on the go. And also at the same time, we have made a lot of improvement. For example, in the past, we talked about few text captured, which is on the right-hand side. You can see that this is one of those, like when the digital twin is being developed, when the digital twin reality workflow is being executed, the technician himself will be able to capture all the data concurrently. So it's almost like, you are able to save a lot of time and effort in developing the digital twin. So I'm not going to go on and on. I'll be able to speak for the next 2 hours or so, just to talk about the Matterport features. So I'm going to hand over. Sorry, I have one last slide. I promise this is going to be the last one. And this is actually quite interesting. Illinois, yep. So this is one of my customer that I spoke to just 2 days ago, right? And then he's like a happy customer. And why I'm saying that is because his biggest comment to me is like, thanks for sharing with me this very, very cool and good technology, because I realized that the Matterport itself has already paid for itself, right? So he was like thinking, hey, I'm going to make a upfront investment. I'm going to invest in a Pro 3 camera. I'm going to invest on the platform. This is going to set me back by like, $10,000. And he's coming back to tell me that, hey, you know what? Thankfully, you have recommended me this whole very cool technology, and it has already paid for itself. So he did a LinkedIn post just 2 days ago, and I'm very thankful that he is a big advocate of Matterport technology today. Yeah. So with that, thank you for your time, and I'm going to hand the stage to Dan.
Yeah, thank you, Mark. So yeah, let me continue on where you stopped. Let me share my screen and tell you more about Matterport. Okay, I hope you can see my presentation. So my name is Dan. I'm a director of 3D Mart, Hong Kong. We have office in Taiwan.
Sorry, Dan, you're not seeing your presentation yet.
Okay. Can you see my screen? Oh, you cannot see my screen. Okay. Share the screen. Okay, can you see it now? Good. Sorry about that. 3D Mart, I'm a director in 3D Mart. We sell Matterport cameras in Hong Kong and Taiwan for many years. And Matterport solution, you can divide it into two parts, equally important. So half of it is a hardware, which we will talk about Matterport Pro3 today. Matterport has a few cameras in a portfolio, but Pro3 is a flagship camera, top of the line. It's a laser scanner and a 360 photo camera. So it will scan and build a 3D model and points cloud of your space, and a 360 camera will capture the images and will create a digital twin and a virtual tour for you. We'll talk briefly about technical specification. I'll not bore you with everything, but two important specs, to my opinion. First is accuracy. The accuracy is 20 millimeters at 10 meters. That's what, 99.8% accurate, which is enough for well, a vast variety of applications. If you are well, a top-level construction professional, probably you will, for some applications, require higher accuracy. There are industrial laser scanners. They cost multiple times more than Matterport. And Matterport, for the price tag, 20 millimeters at 10 meters accuracy is great. Then what's impressive as well is 100 meters range. So 100 meters range is a lot, and especially comes in handy when you scan outside, because aligning the scans outside where you don't have much features to track. Well, 100 meters can reach nearby buildings, roofs, that will help you with alignment. We scanned outside multiple times. It works well as it works indoors. It just aligns even on the streets with a lot of people moving around the camera and messing alignment. It still can align because it sees surrounding buildings. Camera is quite light, 3 kg. You can carry it in a backpack, in a bag. It comes with a carry case. You can just use a carry case. And it's very simple to use. It's one, well, not one, it's the easiest to use machine that we sell. And we sell different scanners for medical area, for industrial. So this is the easiest machine. I'll show you the video. It's just 1 minute, how you set it up and how you use it. That's it. Mount it on a tripod. It can be any tripod for any camera. The connector comes with the camera, with Matterport Pro3. Mount it on a tripod. Choose the height. Move the camera, click the button, scan. Move the camera, click the button, scan, repeat. It's as easy as you see on this video. The camera battery is replaceable. You can replace it, just insert a new camera, new battery, and continue if you run out of battery. You control it with your iPad or iPhone or any Android phone. Just establishes a Wi-Fi connection between your phone and your camera. Very easy to use. And then the second part of the solution is actually the software that will, based on the raw data from your camera, build a virtual tour for you. And we'll show you this in a moment. Now, let me show you a few of examples of my projects. So this is the virtual tour, one of the virtual tours we have. This is our showroom in Taiwan. This is what you will have after you upload your project to your account. You see the scan points. You jump between the scan points. The more scans points you have, the more you scanned, the more steps, jumps you can do. You can have meta tags, and you can put the video there, text, images. You can have rough measurements here. If you need a very highly accurate measurements, then there is a way to do it. I'll show you later. You need an E57 file, but well, more or less accurate measurements you can quickly do in this virtual tour. well, for example, you can see, well, if your equipment will be able to pass through the door, if the size is enough for your machine or not. Then a few things you can do with your project. If you go to the project editor, you have a few things you can do. You can select the start location, add labels, do the measurements that the customer will see. You can do a guided tour, tags, add notes. So this is to help you communicate with your construction team, with your colleagues. You can actually have notes that your colleague will be able to see and reply. For example, you want to, I don't know, I just created a note, we need to fix this slide. And then if I send this project to my colleague, they will be able to see this note. They will be able to, well, ask me something. Well, can you send us the model that we need to change? And I will be able to send them the link. You can talk to your team. You can see your scans, hide your scans, blur something. Let's say there is a sensitive information you don't want to show, you can blur it. It will automatically detect faces, and if you wish, it will automatically blur the faces. That's pretty much it. Now, a cool thing here Mark talked about, but did not tell you more details. There's a new feature here called defurnish. So you see the space, there's a table. It looks reasonably okay, but some apartments or residential spaces might look a bit cluttered, full of junk, I don't know. If you click the furnish button, the AI will actually remove the furniture for you. See how cool is that? Now it works, it's in a beta. I guess a few glitches here and there are possible. But this AI tries to predict what's behind the furniture and just remove all the furniture. And I think it was trained on residential properties, but it actually works on industrial spaces as well. We have a warehouse that we scanned for one of our partners. Well, defurnish works well even in the warehouse, and it doesn't only it alters the pictures for you, it actually alters the whole space. You see it's empty space now. Actually it was full of boxes and cargo. Okay, so you can have a virtual tour, you can have a link that you can send to your customer. If you just share the link, you can embed it on your website. For example, we have a school here in Hong Kong. They have a project of this school embedded on their website, or to show to parents, students, as a way of promotion. Sometimes if they have a particularly equipped STEM room, they will show the STEM room with all the equipment. And another thing I like is, let me show you this hotel. Now, this is a big project, 10 floors hotel. And if we go to let me just show you how big it is. Now, if we go to property report, you will see a 2D drawing of every floor, all the rooms and all the sizes. Now you see the floor 1, all the rooms with the size, floor 2, and well, all the rooms, indoor property totals. It is 5,000 square meters. We didn't scale all the rooms. It was mostly corridors and exterior, but together with the rooms, it will be even more. And this is, you have this for no extra charge. You click print, you can print it out, show it to your customers, I don't know, real estate agents or potential buyers. Now, if you go to add-ons, there are a few things you can buy extra. They charge, they cost extra. You can buy schematic floor plan, a professionally built floor plan, not an automatic layout. You can buy a CAD file in DWG format. Well, some buildings, if they are old, they don't have a drawings. We have a customer in luxury sector occupying a space in the center of Hong Kong. The building is old. They don't have a drawing. So how do you build a drawing? Well, the easiest way is to scan it with Matterport. You will have this file in hours. Mark, correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's super fast. It takes hours. You will be done in a day. You will have the drawing of your space. BIM model file. Some of you are here from architecture and construction sectors. If you are working with BIM models, you can order a BIM model from Matterport. It quoted case by case, takes some time, but yeah, they will do it for you. And you can have an E57 file. That's the file, that's the all data that camera recorded. That's high density points cloud. And that you can use to do accurate measurements, or you can use to build your BI model. Let me show you, just for those of you who doesn't know what it is. This is points cloud. We scanned 0 carbon building, just a few scans alongside this path. And this is the points cloud that we downloaded. And well, how tall is Mega Box? Yeah, Mega Box, a trade mall is what, 19 floors. And it's a trade mall floors, they probably 5 meters each. So that you see the range of the camera. It's, well, we put the camera in the park, we can scan the whole Mega Box facade. So these are the basics that you have with Matterport. E57 file, drawings, digital twin, you can do measurements. But there is more you can do, and our partner Robert will tell you more about his software that actually expands the functionality of Matterport to construction monitoring. There are different software providers that they use Matterport in their software. Some add AR, some add VR functionality, but what I found the most useful for me and the customers we talk to is actually the Robert's software, Sim Stages. So I think, yeah, I can give a word to Robert to tell us more about his software and his offer. Let me stop sharing my screen. And Robert, can you tell us more, please?
Sure. Thank you very much, Dan. I'm pretty happy that I can be here on this event and tell you a bit about our solution. So first of all, a few words about me and the company I'm representing. My name is Robert Czarlewski, and since April 22, I'm a product owner of Stages in SimLab. SimLab is a company located in Poland, was founded in 2015, but its core operations started truly in 2019. The company first product, Simon, emerged from the interest of SimLab founder and CEO Marek Kozlak in smart home technologies and building automation. So Stages initially began an experimental project, but we very quickly, very fast realized that it can be really interesting and it has a huge potential. In July 21, Matterport announced a strategic partnership and investment in SimLab, recognizing us as a key provider for other tools that helps AEC teams communicate more efficiently and effectively at every stage of a project. So that's the very, very brief history of SimLab. Now, getting back to the main topic of my presentation, what is Stages? We says that Stages is a professional platform designed for monitoring construction process and facilitating cross-sector communication, providing easy access to building digital documentation. It is specially tailored for the building owners, construction companies, general contractors, facility managers, architects, and interior designers, as well as the insurance companies and even banks. Sometimes we says that the Stages is a Matterport on steroids. Why? Because if you have a scan, then we have a scan or some scan, but if you put those scans into our solution, then you will get much more possibilities. So the most important features I would like to show you during this event is there's a timeline with a split screen view, is a cross-sector communication toolkit, and advanced collaboration and sharing options. So that's the plain facts. Now I would like to show how the stages looks in action. So I will share my screen. Okay, you should see my screen at this moment. And what you see right now is our stages, and to be more precise, it's a web version of stages because we are developing this product in two versions, web and desktop. The main difference between web and desktop version is in a web, you can handle only Matterport scans. In a desktop, you can use much more file formats like FBX, OBJs, PDFs, IFCs, and even point clouds in a E57 and XYZ file format. So what you see right now is stages in a web version. This is the dashboard of our solution. Every tile on this dashboard means separate projects. Those projects are displayed in this dashboard. And if I click on the tile, stages takes me to the particular project. And here in this view, in the Matterport walkthrough, we placed three most important tools. First of all, it's a timeline, which is hidden here under this white arrow. So if I switch between the stages, you will see that you can see the previous phases of the building. And what is important when I'm jumping between the stages, the point of view of the camera is still the same. So as you can see, I'm still looking at this particular window in the object. So this is the timeline. And now, at this moment, very important remark: the timeline will work correctly if we will synchronize scans one to another. Yeah, this is the very simple process, and this guarantee for the user that the timeline will work in the proper way. And also the next functionality, I mean the compare view, will also show the full potential and full range of the information of our object. So if I click this icon here, it starts our compare view mode or split screen, and I can see it's a display or image splitted for two panels. If I'm moving in one panel, the image on the another is also moving. So I can go through my scan, to my object, and it's easy compare differences between chosen phases. Of course, I can switch to another stage, and after loading, it will also display the differences. So this is the compare view mode. And the last one is our toolkit for communication or annotation system. So take a look. If I click this small plus button here, it will open the dialog window. And using this option, I can pin on a scan some informations. So the example, first of all, I can change the title. Let it be example note. Now I can choose the place in the XYZ space to locate it. For example, I would like to place it on this wall. Now I can set up if it will be information or it can be an issue. In case of issue, I can also set up a status for it. For example, it will be in progress. As you can see, the icons changed. Now I can set up the stakeholder. The stakeholder is a person which will be responsible for fixing the problem or providing with required information. And in this selector, we placed all the people which are in some way involved in this project. So let it be my colleague, Andy. Now we have a field for a short description, so we can put some random text at this moment. And additionally, we can add some attachments to our node, and we can do a lot of things with this option, because if I click an attachment, I can upload it from my computer. So I can choose the something interesting, I don't know, audio unit, for example, and it will be placed in a photo tab. As you can see, if I click the thumbnail, it will enlarge. Also, I can add the documents like PDF files, invoices, spare part catalogs, operations manuals, and so on, and those documents will be displayed in the Docs tab. But also I can do a bit more, because I can record a voice memo like this. Hey guys, please fix the problem. Customer will visit us tomorrow. Everything must work correctly. Now I can add the title for this note, save it, and this voice memo will appear here, and we can play it to know what's going on. And additionally, we can also do something like screenshots. So if I will aim in a particular place in our object and put the title for it, I can do the screenshot, or I can do some drawings on the screenshot. So if I click the taken screenshot in draw, you will see that some additional interface elements appear. I can choose the thickness of the line, I can choose the color, and do some manual drawings, some manual remarks. If I click save here, this screenshot will also appear in a photo tab. Why we are calling this tool as a communication toolkit? Because first of all, we can assign those notes or issue for particular stakeholders, but also we can turn on or off email notifications. If I turn it on, that small envelope icon will appear here, and that's the sign that for this particular node, the email notifications are on. The email notifications are sent to me as an author, and I will be kept informed about any change in this node. So if someone will add some additional attachments, will change the status, will add the comment or do something else, I will be informed about it, and the stakeholder will get the email notification that he's set up as a stakeholder for this particular nodes. Additionally, we can we can transfer node between stages. We can, of course, delete the node, and we can also copy the node's URL and put it in any messenger or email and send it to someone else. So he will get the information very precise which node he should take care of. Those nodes are displayed in a nodes tab. So here we have a very simple view with the node's name, author, date of last modification, information about the notifications, and the icon of the navigation, which says that for this particular node, there is a place in the XYZ space located. So if I click this navigation icon, system takes me directly to this particular node. So this is from the other side. Maybe I'll choose another one. We'll be more interested. Yeah, that's how it works. This is the nodes, but we have also quite new, quite fresh feature. So let me show it. If I will go to the stage info here and open the left panel, in this left panel, we have a list of our stages. Every stage is a scanning session. And here we place our new feature. It's a documents. If I click the documents button, you will see that we have a kind of the document repository in our solution, which allows you or user to collect all necessary information, all necessary materials in one place. So we can put here everything, to be honest. We can put images, we can put sounds, we can put drawings, documents, movies, and so on, so on. Those materials, those files can be used as an attachment to node, or can be just stored here in one place as a important documents which can be used in somehow during our project. Of course, we can sorted in a different ways. We can search it, we can switch the view from the grid to the thumbnail. And for every particular file placed in our repository, we have some additional operations allowed. So we can rename it, move it between folders. We can create the folders, of course, but also we can download it and we can display the info. And the info, you can see some more details about this file. And also what is very important, you will get the information if this particular file is used in some node or issue in our system. And if it is, I can click the arrow and system takes me to this node. Those three features, I mean the timeline, compare view, and the nodes or annotation system are, at least in our opinion, are the most important features in our solutions. But it's not all, because we can also share the projects in different ways. So if you will take a look at the organization menu and go to the particular organization, you will see that we have a menu users, which are listing us all the users involved in the projects, but also we can display roles in our system, and that means that we can grant the access to our projects with different level of permissions. So I can invite someone as a basic user. The role of basic user can be also setting up different levels, but also I can invite someone as a project manager, as an admin, or even as a viewer. So he will be able to see the projects, he will be able to see the content of the node, but he will be not able to do anything in the project. So this is just the viewer. But if you are talking about the sharing the project, it is also good to know that we can create something we call public link. The public link is a functionality which allows to create a link to our project, send it via any email, messenger, or something like this, and the receiver of this link will be able to see the project, to see those basic tools like timeline and compare view without creating account in our solution and without login. So if I will copy this link and open incognito mode, put this link into the address bar, you will see that I don't have to log into our system, and I am able to go through the scan. I can see the list of the stages. I can see and I can use the timeline, and also I can use the compare view mode here, for example. So that's also the way to easy sharing projects with our customers, with the rest of the team, or you can put those, this public link using iframe technology on your website, and you can share your projects, share the results of your work on your website, for example. But getting back to main stages, the main sector of the stages. If we go to the projects menu, which is also important in some cases, for every project we have a menu at the end of the line, and in this menu you can find option generate report. If I click this option, you will see the window of some criterias, and you can prepare the PDF file using those criteria. So I can choose the date range, I can choose the stage, for example, only one or everyone. Every stage will be selected in this tool. I will set up just one. But also I can use additional filters and create a report with only unresolved issues. So if I click this here, click the generate, system will prepare the report for me, and this report looks exactly like this. So I have a name of the project, a list of the stages, and as you can see, the report contains only unresolved issues. So it can be printed out, it can be sent or stored as a part of project documentation. So That's the stages. Like I said, this is the web version. In the desktop version, which is available for the Windows and Mac OS machines, you can do a bit more because you can also use additional file formats. And the core functionalities, the core functions like timeline, compare view, notes, and sharing the projects, creating reports are available in both versions. I mean, the desktop and the web. And what I would like to also says is that because the security of our scans is very important, it's good to know that we are not downloading those scans. We are just linking the scans. So they are still kept safe in the Matterport cloud. We are not touching them. We are not downloading them to our solution. We're just putting the link to the scan into our solution. And that's how they are displayed in stages. That's all what I would like to say about the stages. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Robert. Yeah, because of the time limitation, we cannot show you all the functions in Sim Stages, but as Robert said, there is also a desktop version, yeah, and one feature that I particularly like is that you can overlay your construction drawing and your 3D model and actually see how well it correlates to a drawing, which is a cool feature, yeah, to check the construction progress and how well it was built. But if you have any questions about this SimLab and SimStages software, welcome to contact us. We'll show you more. We will connect you with Robert and his team, and we'll show you a proper demonstration. Now, for everyone who attended the webinar, we're actually very grateful. You spent your time and showed your interest. If you need any Matterport product from us, we will actually give you a discount. Just send us email that you registered when you attended the webinar, and we'll give you a discount. In Hong Kong and Taiwan, I see a lot of people here are from overseas. We only sell in Hong Kong and Taiwan. So yeah, those of you who are in Hong Kong and Taiwan will be happy to give you a discount as appreciation. So we have a lot of questions. Some of these questions were answered by my colleagues. Maybe I'll just read some of them and answer so the others can see. Now, okay, let me see. Would you still recommend Pro 2 camera? Pro 2 camera is a bit different from Pro 3. It will do the job indoors. The main difference is that scanning range is 6 meters or 6 to 8, if I remember correctly. Mark, you can correct me in any point if I'm wrong. It's 6 to 8 meters, and Pro 3 is 100 meters. So you will have hard time with Pro 2 scanning something big like a warehouse, empty parking lot. You outside, you will have a hard time because it's an infrared scanner and it's affected by the UV light, by the sunshine. So you cannot use it outside on a sunny day. Maybe after the sundown, you can try to scan something. But so indoors, small projects, yes, it's still a tool they use. They share the same software. They use the same capture app, so it can do the job. If you have a bit more budget, then Pro 3 is certainly a better option. Robert, a few questions for you. I see a few people asked what is the file format that I should upload to Stages, and what shall I upload the model to Stages platform, and how do I upload the Matterport model to Stages? Can you just briefly tell us if you need to upload anything?
Like I said at the beginning of my presentation, we are developing two versions of Stages, the web and desktop. In a web version, we can handle only Matterport scans. So the uploading scans to the web version, it's not really uploading because we are not sending anything to our servers. We're just getting the link from the Matterport cloud, which is available from the menu of every model, and putting this link in our solution in a configuration window. That's how we displaying the scans in Stages. But if you are talking about the desktop version, which is for, we can sometimes say that it's a bit for more technical guys, you know, because for engineers, for example, in desktop versions, we can use much more file formats because, of course, we can also use scans in private and public, which is also important. But additionally, we can use point clouds in the XYZ and E57 file formats. You can use Matterpacks, FBX, OBJs, PDFs, SVGs, and so on and so on. So this is the list of the file formats which can be handled in a desktop version. And what you said, Dan, in the resume of my presentation, desktop version allows you to display some files simultaneously. So we can display the floor plan or blueprints provided in SVG file, for example, and then on this we can display point cloud or Matterpack or visualization in IFC file format. It is also possible.
Okay, thank you. So next question, may I ask what's the accuracy for dimensions measurement function and what kind of environment would limit the quality of the scan? So the accuracy, the highest accuracy you will get is when you do the measurements using E57 file. Matterport stated accuracy is 20 millimeters at 10 meters. Last time I checked with technical support, they said that if anything, that can be even an understatement. The accuracy should be even higher, but they just mentioned this number as a safe number. But of course, if you do measurements in a virtual tour, you are using a simplified model, significantly simplified model. So it's more light, it's more, easier to access via the link. So the accuracy there is lower. Difficult to say exactly what accuracy you will get because it depends on the number of scans, on how thoroughly you scan the area. So yeah, the maximum you can get is 20 millimeters at 10 meters, and you get less than that in the virtual tour. Okay, I see a question. Can you explain about predictive maintenance? Mark, do you know anything about it?
So I can take this, right? So Matterport is essentially a visualization platform. It does not provide you with the kind of like a IBM Maximo predictive maintenance type of system. So, but we do have the ability to integrate, for example, a Matterport digital twin layer into a IBM Maximo predictive maintenance systems. So that's the kind of integration ability that Matterport do provide. Hope this is this help.
I would just add something because the second product of SimLab, I mean Simon, is also integrated with IBM Maximo, so you can check both versions.
Okay. Now, how many days and devices are required for scanning the Alishan Hotel? It was a big project done by my Taiwan colleagues. Let me ask them. Okay, they tell me it took them 2 days. They probably just sent one technician there, so one camera, one technician, 2 days to scan the hotel. We used Pro 2 camera. Pro 3 was launched, I think, beginning of 2023. So the hotel we did scan before that with the Pro 2. So you can use a Pro 2 indoors. It will do the job. What's the accuracy for Pro 2 camera? 20 mm is for Pro 3. What about Pro 2? Yeah, good question, which I actually I don't remember. Mark, you remember that?
No, I don't have it offhand. Yeah, so by the way, Dan, I saw a lot of good questions coming up, and I was just reading one of them. Not on the accuracy, but rather like for Matterport, is it possible to keep the scan file at a local server after upload for data processing, right? So probably, this is very, very important piece of information for the audiences here. Matterport is a software as a service platform. Therefore, all data are hosted on the AWS cloud system. So is it possible to download? The answer is yes, but however, you will compromise the showcase experience. The showcase experience itself is being optimized as a platform that is on the cloud system, right? So the fact that if you want to download, for example, the XYZ file, the point cloud data, the E57, and you want to store those information at your local server and use that data to, generate other kind of like work, it can be done in that sense. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so my colleagues just tell me that accuracy for Pro 2 is 10 cm at 10 meters. So, well, 100 mm at 10 meters, which is what, 5 times worse than Matterport Pro 3. Okay.
So, well, then you're looking at some of the questions, right? So, perhaps just to share with, the participants, like, I know some of them have already dropped. We are over time, but just to share on a personal experience, we have delivered a 1.35 million square feet project. We scanned it, 2 teams, one started from the east and then one started from the west. They meet in between. Took the project team about, say, 2 days, and they have to scan for probably about 12 hours continuously. And the whole project was completed in 48 hours with 12 hours of sleep time. So pretty impressive. And we talk about the number of scan point. It's approximately 2,600 scan point that was being generated in that 2 days. Yeah. So just to give everyone a sense of like what it takes to deliver a model that is 1.3 million square feet in size.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, one question we have is about Matterport AI related functions. So yeah, maybe I will need Mark's help on this. The AI functions were just recently launched in the beta version. Yeah. One, of course, is the defurnish, where you just remove the furniture from your project. And then, Mark, is there anything else coming? Video AI or something like that?
So the thing is this, I have a bit of preview on what's going to happen. And this is not going to be something that is that's going to launch in the next 3 to 6 months or so. But I believe that it is in the pipeline for 2025. And we are talking about generative AI, right? So if you look at the Matterport model today, you could do a defurnish, and then I'm going to put in a prompt command. So now everybody is talking about prompt command, and we're going to make it very simple for our users, right? So for example, you say, hey, you know what, within these facilities, can I insert, 2 meeting rooms? And in these 2 meeting rooms, I will need to have like, one of them is a boardroom that has 20 chairs. Another one is a smaller meeting room, 5 chairs. And then I need to have a pantry. I need to have a reception area. And everything is just, typing it in as a prompt command, run it, and then you see all the furnitures populating up within the model itself. So it is already in the works of it. This is, in fact, one of the biggest breakthrough for Matterport, probably in 2025. Yeah.
Okay. One question I see that I can actually expand a bit more. Someone asking how to scan the roof or a place that is higher than the people height. Okay, so the camera, the laser scanner in the camera will scan everything around in a sphere 360 degrees, and the only blind spot the camera has will be a 30 centimeters blind spot directly below the camera. So whatever you see around you, the camera will scan. If you see the roof, well, you will scan the roof. One thing we did when we needed to scan an industrial space, we needed to lift the camera quite high. So we actually used a 5 meters tripod. So we mounted the camera on a 5 meters tripod so we can better capture the metal works at the ceiling. You can probably do that. Of course, if you have access to the roof, well, you go to the roof, scan the roof. yeah, that's pretty much that's about it. Yeah, that's mostly that's it. Let me know if everyone has any more questions. I think, well, I apologize if I missed any of your questions. There's quite a lot and they are in a different tabs. That's it for today. Once again, thank you very much. You are...
Then hold on, we still have to launch the poll.
We will have a poll. Okay. Then yeah, I hand it over to Eleanor. There will be a poll. Please answer a couple questions. It'll take 5 seconds of your time. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much, Dan. So by the way, right, guys, we have captured all your questions and in the Q&A and in the chat box. For those, we are able to answer. Yeah, but I think you have heard it. But for those we weren't able to answer it by today because of time limitation, we are coming. We're getting back to you with the answers. So before we let you go. Let me just pull these questions to understand. Right. Oh. This is a very quick poll questions. It won't take time, maybe about 2 minutes for us to understand if you want to connect more with us, you want some trial, you want some demo, anything.
Yeah, for the demo, well, Hong Kong and Taiwan, we are available. We do demos regularly. It's free of charge. We can go visit you, show you how the camera works, scan your office or, well, some space you wish us to scan. Just contact us, schedule a demonstration. Yeah.
All right, let's give another 2 seconds. All right, thank you so much for your participation, guys. So I think then we can end the webinar.
Yes. Yeah.
Thanks
Thank you,
everyone for your
everyone.
time.
Yeah, that's it.
You've been a good audience.
Yeah, thank you. A lot of questions, a lot of thanks. I really appreciate how interested and involved you all are. Contact us if you need any assistance and further interested in Matterport and the sim stages. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.